Mommy, look at the ducks. Aris squealed, pointing towards a group of ducks waddling by the pond. Vine smiled, crouching down beside her. Vine, aren't they cute, princess? Do you want to feed them? She had brought her little princess out for a walk to the nearest park today. Iris' face lit up, her eyes wide, sparkling. Every, yes, yes, can I? Can I? She bounced excitedly on her little toes, her tiny ponytail swaying. Vine, alright, but just a little bit, okay? As Vine handed her a small handful of crumbs from her bag, Iris' focus was entirely on the ducks, her little hands carefully tossing the crumbs to them. She was a sweet, innocent child, everything Jungkook adored. Complete opposite copy of her father, the ruthless and deadly man that brought terror in this world. Vine and Eri were the only ones who were kept him safe. While Vine was focused on Eri's joy, someone else was watching from the distance. A man whose wild intentions darkened the peaceful evening. His eyes were locked on Eri. He moved slowly, stepping closer, trying to blend in with the other people in the park. His gaze lingered on Eri, sick thoughts swarming in his head. Suddenly, Vine felt a chill. Her instincts, sharpened from years of living in Jungkook's world, kicked in. She straightened, scanning the area, and that's when she saw him, a man lurking just too close. His eyes locked onto her daughter. Her heart dropped. Vine, Ari, baby, come here, she said, trying to sound calm, though her heart was racing. She reached for Ari's hand, but just as she did, the man lunged forward. Come with me, little girl, he whispered, his dirty hand grabbing Ari's wrist. Ari screamed. Mommy! Her eyes was filled with terror, her small body freezing in fear. Vine, let her go, she shouted, yanking Ari back into her arms. She stumbled, holding her daughter close, but the man wasn't done. His grin twisted into something more sinister as he tried to grab Ari again. Then there was a screech of tires. Jungkook's black car came to a sudden halt, his driver barely having the time to park before Jungkook jumped out. His presence was suffocating, darkness radiating from him as he strode forward with deadly intent. He decided to meet his family out on the way and return home together, and just then he saw the scene unfolding before his eyes. Red was all he saw. The moment Eris saw him, she cried, calling out for him. In three long strides, he was there, grabbing the man by the collar and throwing him to the ground with enough force to knock the air out from his lungs. Vine hugged Eri tightly and stepped away from the violent scene, keeping Eri safe. The man tried to crawl away, but Jungkook's boot slammed down on his back, pinning him in a place like a bug beneath his foot. His eyes were like black holes, endless and filled with worry. Jungkook, you dare touch my daughter, my princess? His voice was low, cold. The man gasped for the air. I didn't mean. Jungkook's hand shot out, grabbing the man's throat, lifting him off the ground effortlessly. Jungkook, you didn't mean what? Do you mean to die today? The man choked, eyes wide in terror as his feet dangled. Please, please, I didn't know. Eri, Daddy, no. Eri's tiny voice broke through the storm, her small arms reaching out from Vine's embrace. Eri, no hurt him, Daddy. Jungkook paused, his deadly eyes softening just slightly as he glanced over to Eri. His heart clenched at the sight of his little girl, tears streaking down her cheeks, her innocence too precious for the darkness he was about to unleash. But the man, this world, had dared to lay a hand on his princess. The man in his grasp whimpered, barely able to breathe. Jungkook's gaze flickered back to him, colder than before. Jungkook, you don't deserve her mercy, but you are going to wish I killed you today. He slammed the man into the ground, hard enough to crack bones. The man groaned in pain, his body limp as he lay at Jungkook's feet. Vine approached carefully. Iris still held tightly in her arms, her voice soft. Vine, Jungkook, Iris scared. Let's take her home. Jungkook's jaw clenched, his chest heaving with barely controlled rage. But he turned to his daughter, the darkness in him melting the moment his eyes met hers. Jungkook, Princess, Daddy's here. No one's going to ever hurt you. Ever. He whispered, crouching down to her level, his large hands brushing over her tear-streaked cheeks. Iris sniffled, her small hands reaching out for him. Iris was scared, Daddy. Jungkook's heart broke at the sight of her trembling lip. He lifted her gently from Vine's arms, cradling her against his broad chest. Jungkook, you're safe, my princess. I'll never let anyone hurt you. His voice was softer now, filled with a tenderness that only Iris could bring out in him. Iris snuggled into him, her tiny fingers clutching his shirt. Iris, Daddy, the bad man, is he gone? Jungkook glanced over to the man, still writhing in pain on the ground. Jungkook's body hid his view from Iris' eyes. Jungkook, he's gone, baby. He'll never ever come near you again. He stood up, giving Iris to Ryan. Jungkook, take her home. I'll deal with him. He left a kiss on Ryan's head and waited till both of them were in the car and out of his sight. Jungkook took out his knife and cut the man's hand. It was not a very ideal tool to do so. The man screamed in pain and agony. It was a warning, not only to him but the rest of the people like him out there. He was not an innocent person either, but he hated when disgusting insects like these touched the innocent children. He went back home quickly, unable to resist anymore. As soon as he entered the lounge, he found his wife and Ari in her cute pink pajamas, snuggling with each other, watching Barbie on the huge LED. Ari, Daddy, I missed you. She opened her arms immediately as soon as he was in her sight. Jungkook knelt before her on the couch and kissed her cheeks. Jungkook, I missed you too, princess. What are you watching? Barbie. That auntie is too bad. I don't like her. He picked her up, taking a seat beside Ryan, and placed her on his lap. Jungkook, yeah? Which one? Eri pointed at her, and Jungkook clearly involved himself in it, commenting on everything alongside her. She loved it. He wrapped his arm around Ryan. Ryan, she's the only one who can make you watch Barbie. Jungkook, she's not the only one, my queen. I watched Cinderella with you too. Then again, she's a product of yours. Ryan, product. She laughed and leaned against her husband, resting against his chest. Jungkook must have been scared too. Feeling better now? Ryan, Ara is good now. I am too. Thank you for always protecting us. He kissed her head and tightened his embrace around her. Right there, having his whole world in his arms, he was the happiest, and he was going to protect them forever.